my name's Kaz, and this is 53 and finally me. Yes! But today I want to share with you just some tips that I've learned along the way of my 5,000 Ks up to Broome and back about how to travel in the most cost-effective way possible so you can travel longer. And this just comes purely from the different people that I have spoken to in the last month or so, or the different travelers that I've met and what they do. So I want to share some of their great ideas that I kind of took on board, and I will share them with you. But first, let me show you where I'm parked. Such a beautiful spot. Look at that view. Gorgeous day here in Western Australia, down the south coast. So I'm working from the bus today. It's my office / accommodation. And yeah, very, very beautiful day today that I'm sitting up at my my desk over here. Plonked myself there, doing my work, looking out at this beautiful view. So right, let's get into it. Let me share. So right, what are the most cost-effective ways to travel? I've written a few notes here, so I'll refer to these just to remind me. This is just all based on, I've only been traveling for a month, so I'm going to learn so much more as I go. But just in that 1 month of travel, I did 5,000 Ks and I met so many amazing people. And I always ask them like how they're traveling and where they've come from and how they're doing it, and all that sort of thing, right? So this is the kind of replies that I got. One of the ones that really surprised me, maybe wait until the end and I'll tell you about that one. So I'm going to share like 6 ideas. So the first one is to drive slower, just travel slower. I met so many people, especially retired folk, who would just travel like short distances. So they were just making use of short stopovers, cheaper caravan parks, and those free camps that we've got in Western Australia. So they were traveling like even just half an hour, 40 minutes down the road, and then they'll just park there for a day or two, and then they'll do it again. So that would work really well if you're not in a hurry, if you don't need to get from A to B in a certain time, and you're not traveling just using up your annual leave and just using your holidays and wanting to travel that way. If you're wanting to do this as a longer term solution or a longer term adventure, traveling slower is the key, and I did enjoy doing that on the way back. And the other thing is, if you can park up at your friend, somebody that you know's property, or do a deal with farmers and these outback stations and things like that, and negotiate longer term stays, then that would work really well as well. And I did meet a few people who were able to do that. I don't think that's all that common. I think mostly if you are just able to travel shorter distances and over a longer period of time, that kind of works out much cheaper. So on my way back, I did do that a lot more. Just traveled, maybe an hour or whatever each day, rather than doing big, long, like 3, 4, 5 hour travel days. And the other benefit of that is that it's less tiring. It gets exhausting traveling day in, day out, moving around all the time and having to set up, pack up and all that. So it's much more relaxing to just go slow. So I highly recommend that. Which brings me to the point about the free rest stops. There are amazing free rest stops in Western Australia. I'm not sure about the other states, but in Western Australia you've got there's a lot of them where you can, some of them are great and some of them aren't that great. If you use the Wiki Camps app, It'll list all the free camp places, and they have ratings as well. So they rate them about, how clean they are and things like that. And a lot of them will have a dump point. They will have toilets, and sometimes they'll have a fire pit, and sometimes they'll have a picnic table. So some of them are great. One of the ones that I really liked was Galena Bridge, and there's just so much space there as well. Like, you're not crammed in like you are in a caravan park. And to be honest, I prefer the free rest stops, 100%. And you just meet people a bit more friendly, maybe. Yeah, so I met some really cool people at those free camp stops as well. What else I want to tell you about the free camp stops? Some of them are just 24 hours, and some of them are like a couple of days. Some of them will let you stay up to 4 days, but that's not always the case. So do check. I don't know. I never saw once a ranger come and check to see if people were staying longer than they're meant to. I did see rangers come and clear the rubbish bins. They all have rubbish bins as well. They're fantastic. And if you can get ones that are just a little bit further off the road, like usually they'll have a bitumen, and then quite often they'll have other tracks that lead off the bitumen. I was never worried about getting stuck or anything like that. And it just meant that you can kind of be off the main road a little bit more and a bit more private. And they usually have bush, and sometimes there'll be fences with cattle as well. So you might get to see some cattle or wildlife as well. But I really liked the free camp spots. Okay, so what are we up to? Number 3 is offer to help out at caravan parks. So a lot of people had told me that they offered to do either admin or clean the toilets in exchange for free stay at the caravan parks, because a lot of the caravan parks, I noticed, cost about, I'd say on average, about $55. Somewhere more, probably more in the touristy areas. I think I found one in Coral Bay, and they wanted $100 a night. And the reviews were saying that it was quite squashed in, and so I didn't stay there. But I did see a caravan park asking $100 for the night, and maybe it was high season, I'm not sure, but that was pretty high, I thought. Anyway, mostly they're around $50. I think if you go to more the country type of locations, you might pick some up for about $35. But where I was traveling, mostly they were about $55. So if you can negotiate helping out, doing some cleaning, picking up rubbish or weeding, or doing some admin if that's your skill set, then that's going to save you a lot of money. And it also means if you can kind of hunker down for a little bit longer, you're saving money in the long run without having to use money, because your highest expenses are fuel and accommodation. So if you can save money in traveling, sometimes you can kind of save that up for the next part of your journey. That's going to work out brilliantly. And I think next time I do a big journey, I'll look at doing that, where I can hunker down and stay in one place a little bit longer. And it also gives you a bit of a rest, because like I said before, traveling day in, day out, every day, it can get quite tiring. It can be exhausting. So yeah, help out at caravan parks. The other way that people were traveling was using your skill set and picking up work on the road. So you might want to approach some businesses and see if they want some help. If you've got a trade, you're not going to worry. You are always going to find work, whether you're hairdressing or you're a plumber or whatever your trade is. There's always work out there. So I just found this was interesting to me when I talked to different people about what they were doing and how they were doing it. So these are some of the things that they were doing. So use the skills that you've got and pick up work on the road, and just the towns that you're going to, just approach them and ask them if they've got any work available. Let them know I'm going to be hanging around for a couple of weeks or a month or whatever it might be. Do you need some extra help in this XYZ area? So yeah, a lot of people were doing that. The other thing you can do is what I've done, is start an online business. So I'm a therapist, an energy healer, and I help women who are in midlife to heal from their past, heal from trauma. I'm a trauma healing specialist, and we use energetic techniques to help people to heal from their past and create amazing lives. So yeah, find what your skill set is and turn it into an online business if it's a sort of skill that otherwise get some skills that you can do as an online business and build that business up. And honestly, one thing I'll say about that is it takes longer than what you think. Hi, it's Kaz here, your freedom chasing therapist and healer at heart, here to spark your magic. I want to take a moment just to share something really close to my heart with you. Look, for years I thought healing was out of my hands. It was something left to the healthcare professionals until I discovered the power of tuning into my own energy. With practices of intention and breath and awareness, I healed the nasty effects of cancer treatment, neuropathy, and even trauma and anxiety and fears that once ruled my life. And that's why I created the 21 Days Rising course. It's a self-guided journey where in just 5 to 15 minutes a day, you'll learn how to clear old energy, reconnect with your body and soul, and rise into your most empowered self. And this is the way I healed from feeling stuck and running on stories that ruled my life to a liberated life of abundance. If you're ready to rise into freedom and joy, click the link in the description and join us today. I'll see you inside. There are websites that you can register, but you've got to pay for that. And she said after she did that a couple of times, she then ended up, with these references to say that, she was like, a trusted person to look after their home. So it was so much easier then to go from registering with a company to then just using these references and going into some of the free Facebook groups to let them know that they're available for house sitting. So I thought that was so interesting because, hey, it's free. You got the roof over your head, you got somewhere to park your bus or your van or your caravan or whatever. And it just means, again, that you can hunker down in that one place for a bit longer and just have a rest from the travel for a while, and you're saving money so that you can then put that money into your next destination and where you're wanting to go next. And it just means that you can spend a bit longer in that town and really enjoy what that town's got to offer and really explore it and enjoy what's there. So those are my tips. Traveling more efficiently, effectively, economically, while you're on the road. So I hope that helps. If you've got any more ideas, put them in the comments. I'm sure everyone would love to know, how are you traveling and saving money and or just spending less money on the road. Okay, thank you.